Welcome to Sun City News. I'm your host, Norma Taylor, and here are a few of the stories we're starting off with this week. We hear from Securitas Chief Joe Schetting, and we checked out the recent Sun City Coin Show. And later in the program, we hear about what's coming up on Extra. Those stories and more coming up. Sun City News starts now.
This is Sun City News, with our news team bringing you stories from Sun City and the Low Country, taking the lead with entertainment news. And on deck is our sports report. Sun City News, from people you know, about people you know. This week's SCTV News starts now.
We welcome back Securitas Chief Joe Schetting, who gives us important information about parking and garage doors. Let's listen. Well, thanks for coming back to Sun City News, Chief.
Thanks for having me again.
Answer. Also, now, we sometimes see Securitas has pulled a car over at intersections or when they're on a curb. It seems to create sometimes a hazard for the other vehicles that are going by. So what should drivers do in such a situation?
So sometimes when that happens, it's not, we can't dictate exactly where the person stops. We try to always stop somebody in an area where it's a safe location. What I would tell drivers is if you're approaching an intersection and there's lights on behind you, if you know that the officer's pulling you over, try to pull to a safe area so that you're not blocking up an intersection, or if you're on a curve, look for a straightaway so it makes it a little bit safer for everybody involved.
Yeah. I see some of this, but are people, because I see you have it listed in Sensations, are people still leaving their garage doors open?
Yes, that's one of the things that we see on a regular basis. It was going down for a while and it seems to have gone back up. I'm not sure. But it's important, and I tell, again, I say this all the time. When you go to bed at night, you should have a routine. I mean, the garage doors aren't supposed to be open unless you're working out there. But you should really make it a point to, when you go to bed, close the garage door, lock your interior door. And I talk about the interior door because if a lot of people that forget to close their garage door don't lock their interior door. And the reason why that's a problem is that, I try and tell people, this is a gated community. The gates control the flow of traffic, the people that come in here. But we don't want people to have a false sense of security. So it's important to lock your cars at night if you're leaving them out in the driveway, to, have an alarm system, have cameras, make sure you go through modifications, of course. And making sure that those garage doors are closed, and it's not just somebody trying to get into your house. I can't tell you the number of calls that we go on for snakes that got into somebody's garage, or alligators that we have to have removed, or sometimes if they're small enough, we'll get them out of there. But it's just a safety issue. So it's important to make sure the doors are closed.
Yeah. All right, lastly, stop signs. I know your people have been sticklers on stop signs. Are the bikes and the golf carts, are they stopping at the stop signs?
I would say primarily. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a very small amount of people that actually get, citations for not stopping or speeding or whatever the case may be. And I've done the numbers at some of the neighborhood meetings, but it's less than 0.1%. So most people do, but from time to time we do have bicyclists that don't stop. They've been issued citations. I get a lot of complaints about that, and golf carts as well. So it's important for the bicyclists and the golf carts to understand that they must adhere to the same rules of the road as the cars and other vehicles traveling. So we just want to keep everybody safe.
Yes, I know. That's the goal.
Yes.
That's the goal. Thank you so much for coming in and clearing up some of those questions.
Thank you for having me.
Our news crew attended the recent Sun City Coin Show at Hidden Cypress, where we checked out what makes the club so interesting. Well, I'm here with Sharon McFetridge, who is president of the Coin Club. You've got an exciting event going on here tonight. Tell us about it.
Tonight we're having valuations and displays, and some of our members are selling coins this evening. It's geared for residents of Sun City, bringing in 5 coins that they're curious about. If perhaps it's worth money, you never know, you just might have a coin that's worth a new roof.
Well, I brought some coins to be evaluated, and who knows, I could be going on an around-the-world cruise, right?
You really could. You never know what's in your pocket change.
And Sharon, I see your a T-shirt here.
Yes, ma'am.
Numismatic. Numismatist.
Numismatist.
Numismatist. Okay, all right. Correct.
However you want to say it.
Okay, but that's a person who collects coins.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And how big is the club?
We're a little over 80 members, under 90, but over 80.
And how often do you meet?
Once a month, which is the third Thursday, here in this room, which is the Savannah River Room, here at Hidden Cypress at 7 o'clock.
Okay. And what do you discuss when you meet?
Oh, coins, of course. New coins, old coins, errors, world coins, things you find on the street, currency.
Really, finding on the street, and it could be worth quite a bit?
Yes, I have found an 1858 Flying Eagle penny in a coin reject tray.
Whoa.
You know, it's worth a few dollars. It's not worth $100 million. It's not worth $30. Probably not even worth 10. But it's from 1858, and just the history involved of finding a coin, and you wonder, what did it buy? Who touched it? Did it go around the world on a cruiser? You never know. Was it on a freighter?
I know.
It's amazing.
Well, this is an exciting night. I'm anxious to find out if maybe one of my coins could be worth buku bucks.
Well, if it's worth buku bucks, we would help you find a buyer if you wish.
Okay.
If it's something worthy of an auction house, we can help get you in touch with the right auction house.
Whoa. Okay. All right.
It's protecting the residents of Sun City is what we're all about.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here with Chuck Heck from the Coin Club, and Chuck is going to assess, and I brought a few coins here, and Chuck is going to take a look at them. They're old coins, and Chuck is going to tell me, do I have a treasure here? So, Chuck, go ahead.
Norma, I hope you do have a treasure here. I want to say thank you for coming to our 5th annual show. It's more of a, not really a show, but a display of what we collect, and most people come here to have their coins looked at and see if they're valuable. So let's work with you. Okay. Right away, I see that most of these are modern coins. You have an Eisenhower dollar, you have a Kennedy half dollar, and it is dated, see, this is why we have glasses, in 1971, and you also have a Sacagawea dollar. So I don't want to hurt your feelings, but you should spend these. They're not worth any big amount of money.
Oh, boo-hoo.
I know. We disappoint a lot of people, and I'm sorry that you're one of them. Now, the next one is a medal. 1939, the New York World's Fair. Mm-hmm. This is in excellent condition. But yes, this token sells on eBay. Some people want $100 for it, but I know you can get about $25 or $30 for this little token.
Whoa.
Yes.
I can go for hamburgers.
And here's a good one. Here's
the buffalo.
The buffalo nickel.
Right.
And this is from 1927. You can make out the 2 and the 7 just barely, right where my thumbnail is.
Right.
And this little nickel, it'd probably cost you $0.25 to buy this at a coin show. You could probably sell it to a dealer for 10 cents. So you're in the money, dear. Not a lot of money. Sorry to disappoint you.
In essence, I better keep my day job.
Yeah, don't give it up. Yeah, wait till you bring out the treasures, and we'll find something really good for you.
Still more to come. Our news crew attended the Creative Visions Pairing Night. Reporter Carol Fox went to the Port Royal Farmers Market. And Chris Chase gets more information from Bluffton historian Glenn Umberger. We'll return after this brief break.
The October edition of Sports Done Right is special in its broad and in-depth coverage of important happenings in the sports world of Sun City. We spoke to the leaders of the softball club, the Women's Tennis Organization, and the leader of the Low Country Pickleball League, which is in full swing this fall. We also covered another one of the fun Sun City Golf Club tournaments called Barty's Beer and Barbecue. All in all, the show is packed full with information, background, and action. I hope you all join me for Sports Done Right in October.
Our SCTV news crew attended the Creative Visions Pairings Night and spoke with the various representatives from the 3 clubs that will be featured. Well, we're at the Creative Visions Pairing Night, and I'm here with John Burak. And John, tell me your job here.
Well, our job is to put the pairing night together where we sign up photographers and artists and glass artists to be in the Creative Vision show for 2025.
And that's going to be in February, is it not?
February.
And it takes that long for you to pair the artist with the photographer, and then you have glass crafters also between now, which is almost October, until February.
Yeah, think about it. They need the time. The photographer oftentimes has the picture from the very beginning. The artist picks a picture from a photographer's albums, and then that they want to work on for a painting project. And it gives the artist then about 4 months to put something together.
Okay. Tell me about the number of participants this year. It seems to be growing every year.
Yes. We have 70 pairs this year. That's 140 people, 70 artists, 70 photographers, and it will be the biggest group ever. And we're going to have the biggest venue this year. We've been having it in half of Pinckney Hall, and now we're going to have the whole ballroom this next year in February. So
there's going to be a lot of space to walk around and see all the fabulous talent that we have here in Sun City. Well, I'm here with Nancy Rast, and Nancy's the president of the Glass Crafters. And Nancy, you brought an example of something. Explain this to me.
This is a simple glass piece, nothing simple, but I call her Shelly because I was able to glue some of these little shells down at the bottom. And I have a similar piece, same outfit that the girl is on, only she's just walking on the beach. So I call her Sandy. So there's Sandy and there's Shelly.
Okay. Now, just as an aside, Nancy, because I'm not familiar and I don't have talent like this, how long does a piece like this take to do?
This piece probably took me about 25 or 30 hours. You have to cut out the patterns and everything, and it sort of depends on how often you can get into the studio and work. But about 30 hours, and then some polishing and things like that takes another couple hours.
Okay.
So,
I'm here with Kathy Smith, who's vice president of the All About Art Club, and we're at pairing night. Kathy, you have a lot of artists on board here for the Creative Visions.
True, I'm told that we have approximately 70 artists. Yes.
Wow, that's a lot. That's more than last year, and you're going to have a bigger venue, are you not?
Yes, this show grows every year, and it's our pleasure to support it and participate in it. This year, with the extra room and more art pieces, it gives the attendees the time to roam and appreciate and step back and really look at the beautiful artwork.
Yeah, and our residents, the talent here is absolutely amazing. So for the artists, sometimes, this is late September, and we're going to be doing the pairings now, and it probably takes a few months to get the artist to get a painting together to complement or be creative with the photographer, does it not?
Absolutely. It is a process that must start early, because once the pairing happens, then the partners get together and they look at photographs and pieces. They decide what they want to represent, and then they go on their separate ways and work on their pieces of art. And it is a long process to make a painting from scratch, and even probably more intensive is the glass work.
Are you looking for fresh seasonal products from local farmers, bakers, fishermen, and other vendors? Well, then you should head to the Port Royal Farmers Market on Saturday mornings, where you can enjoy Southern hospitality and local products, plus musical entertainment in a beautiful setting. Carol Fox visited there recently.
Every Saturday morning, I love joining the many happy shoppers at the Port Royal Farmers Market. And today, we're with Kit Bruce, who, along with her husband Louis, runs the market. Good morning, Kit.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Tell us, how and why did you start the Port Royal Farmers Market?
Well, we moved here from Charleston, and we went to the farmers market every week in Mount Pleasant or Charleston, and there was no farmers market here. So I decided to start one. I wanted to know where my food was coming from. I wanted to know who was growing it. I eat locally, seasonally. I have since I was a child, and there you have it.
Oh, that's beautiful. What year did the market start?
It's almost 20 years ago. But we started with 5 vendors just for like 3 months, and it has grown to 35 vendors or more, and we're year-round, rain or shine.
That's great. Every Saturday morning, right?
Every Saturday morning.
What are your hours?
9 to 12.
9 to 12 every Saturday. And what types of products do those 35 vendors sell here, produce and sell?
We have local, seasonal vegetables, produce, fruit, seafood. We have shrimp, sometimes oysters, milk, cheese, bread, fresh cut flowers,
The grains and the
rice, heirloom grains, meat, poultry, beef, pork, eggs. It's all, just seasonal, local farmers. And we also have some prepared foods as well, barbecue, tacos.
and lots of picnic tables, so you can either sit here and eat what you get or you can take it home, right? So Kit, you mentioned you've eaten local produce since you were a child. What are the advantages of buying and eating local produce and products?
It doesn't travel across the country. It's, right here you're supporting local businesses, local farmers. It builds community. It's just, local is just all around better. If you taste it, you'll believe it.
Absolutely. Well, and I love the fact that I can support local farmers. Good morning, Chantel and Richard. Good to see you at the market again. I've seen you here before on Saturday mornings, and I wanted to ask you, why do you choose to shop at the Port Royal Farmers Market?
Would you care to go?
Yes, it's amazing to support local businesses and small businesses and to see everybody come out and the camaraderie, and it's just nice, and that's why I support it all the time.
And I'm a small business owner as well, so I like to come out and shop. I'm a bread lover. All the healthy breads, and we like to go out, and I got some bagels today.
Good morning, Brittany. Nice to see you. Tell me why you shop at the Port Royal Farmers Market.
Well, I'm a local, and it's the place to be on Saturday. I bring my kids, and I just love it here.
And what do you have in your basket today, or what are you going to be buying?
So far, I have microgreens and some oatmeal, rice, and a cookie.
Yum!
Sometimes you see the same building over and over, but do you know how important to our history it may be? Chris Chase met with Glenn Umberger, Bluffton historian, to find out about the building called The Rate.
Now, carrying on with our summer series, Glenn, The Rate, what's the story of The Rate?
So The Rate was actually built in 1946 by the Hayward family as a seasonal grocery store. And a few years later, they decided to paint the advertisement we see behind us on the building to advertise one of their products they carried was Seal Test ice cream. And Sealtest actually had a guy who would go out and paint signs for them. So this is one of those signs. Now, it also advertised the rate, which used to say cut rate prices on their merchandise. When the sign got repainted, cut rate prices was just reduced to the rate, which is how the building gets its name today.
Now, what's going on with it today? Is it still useful?
It's still very useful. So a few years ago, new owners bought the property. The building was falling down. It was very dilapidated. It was missing its roof. They rebuilt the building, did a wonderful job, and today it serves as office space for a general contractor.
Now, do they have any plans of remodeling or whatever?
No plans for remodeling, but I am told that in the near future there might be a new paint job for the exterior.
Oh, we'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Yes, it'll be very exciting to see.
Still much more ahead on Sun City News. Rich Holman is back with an entertainment report. We hear about Extra's October show, and Doug Wright has sports news. So stay with us.
For October's edition of In Our Neighborhoods, we start out with Palmetto Place. They had a barbecue at Riverbend. Even though it was raining, that didn't dampen their spirits, and a good time was had by all. Next up was a visit from Securitas, and that was hosted by Hampton Village at their annual meeting. Next up is a visit to Riverbend, and there we have an avant-gardener who has an interest in butterflies. Lastly, we have all neighborhoods involved in GFWC's National Day of Service.
Now let's head over to Rich Holman for some entertainment news.
Thanks, Norma. Alrighty, let's take a look at what's coming up here in Sun City. On Tuesday, October 15th, Bourbon and Blues is back at Pinckney Hall. Join the Brad Henley Trio for some great tunes as you enjoy some good bourbon. Doors and Cash Bar open at 6. Show starts at 7. If you haven't been to one of these events, do yourself a favor and check this out. Tickets are just $18, and you can be purchased those tickets online or at Lifestyle Services. On Friday, October 18th, join local artist Sue Gill as she leads you through the simple process of using paint and markers to make 2 pair of earrings. All materials are in the ticket price of $38, and this will begin at 2 p.m. on the 18th at Pinckney Hall. Get on out there and make a Christmas present for someone special. Capacity is limited to 12, and you can get those tickets at Lifestyle Services or online. On Monday, October 21st at 4 p.m., come on over to Pinckney Hall and join some friends in the afternoon for wine tasting from Breakthrough Beverages and light refreshments from Downtown Catering. Seems like a fun way to spend a Monday. Capacity is limited to 40, and tickets are $42, which you can get online or at Lifestyle Services. On October 30th, there are 2 Halloween dances to choose from. First up, at Pinckney Hall starting at 7, join the Travis Allison Band for some great tunes and a nice night of spectacular fun. Tickets are $25 and can be purchased at Lifestyle Services or online. Door and bar service starts at 6, show starts at 7, and costumes are encouraged. Also on the 30th, call in all souls to a fun time at the Pavilion as Retro Rocks will be providing a ghoulishly good time playing music to dance to. Tickets for this show are $20 and, as always, can be purchased online or at Lifestyle Services. Doors and bar service begin at 6, music starts at 7, and costumes are encouraged here as well. Now, tickets for November events are on sale now. Check out Sun Stations magazine or the Sun City website for upcoming shows and get on that phone now to get the tickets for the shows you want to see. And one of those shows that you're going to want to see is coming up. Sun City Theater's production of Almost Maine, opening November 7th, and will be playing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, the 7th, 8th, and 9th of November at 7, and Sunday, November 10th at 2:30. Almost Maine is a tender and whimsical exploration of what it means to love and be loved in the unlikeliest of places. The show is presented as a series of vignettes, each focusing on different characters and their unique experience with love and relationships. The scenes unfold simultaneously as the northern lights hover over the city, adding a touch of magic to the town. Tickets can be purchased at the box office or online. Get those tickets early to get good seats. I think you're really going to like this show, so get on out there. That's it. Get up, get out, and have yourself a time. Norma, it's all yours.
Co-host Georgia Lash is here to tell us what we can expect on Extra's October show. Well, welcome, Georgia, but I have to ask, the kaleidoscope?
I knew you'd ask. The kaleidoscope was our inspiration for the October Extra episode. As we were putting the show together, it became obvious to us that if you think about it, Sun City is like a kaleidoscope. It's got multiple facets that come together to really create, in this case, an enriched lifestyle. My co-host Joanne Hines and I are privileged each month to share stories that are evidence of this.
And you do a great job of it. So what can we expect to see in October's show?
We've got a half dozen stories from commemorations to celebrations. We're bringing expanded coverage of the 9/11 ceremony, the Art in Bloom show, the pancake breakfast from the Buckeye Group, the woodworkers and model makers' latest monumental achievement, and a Securitas update that you did.
Oh, yeah. He's always so informative, Chief Schetting. Well, you always create an extra special, so what can we expect there?
Well, a little holiday take. This month we're going to bring back a devilish take on a favorite appetizer, a spectacular cooking segment on deviled eggs that you and I did for Halloween. So we hope you tune in to Extra on cable or most conveniently on our SCTV YouTube station.
Well, Georgia, you taught me how to do those deviled eggs, and I make them every Halloween, and they are a huge, huge hit. So I urge you to watch just for the deviled eggs. They are spectacular.
Well, thank you for letting us come in and talk about our show.
Thank you. And now here's Doug Wright with sports.
One of the friendliest sporting clubs of Sun City is the Horseshoe Club, the members of which enjoy friendly competition year-round and 3 or 4 times a week. Recently, we spoke to Vice President Bill Wilkie about the club, its incredible expansion in numbers, and the beginning of the club's fall championship tournament. Let's take a look.
And Bill, this is just a typical Saturday morning, and you looks like you got about 35, 40 players.
Yeah, we do. Today actually was the start of our drawing for our tournament that's going to be starting next week. So we have 28 players that we divided them in half. So our first 2 seeded teams will have a first round bye, then the other 12 on each side will play against each other. It's a round robin, and we play all the way to the end. So the championship will end up being October. I gotta get this right in my head. So 19th. October 19th will be our championship.
Okay, that's very cool. Now, how's the club in general? Have you been adding members?
We have. We've grown exponentially. We started out early last year with about 30 some odd members, and we're almost to 80 this year.
That's unbelievably good.
Growing very, very fast. We have several women that are playing with us now. There's definitely no age group. We've got a 96-year-old, a 94, a 93. We got some older gentlemen that actually probably some of our better players.
The fall seasons in many sports are moving along rapidly. So please put down those addictive electronics, get involved, and keep that body in motion. Doug Wright, Sun City Sports.
To view expanded coverage of sports news, check out Doug's monthly show, Sports Done Right. That's our show for this week. Thank you for watching. Catch us on cable and on our YouTube station, where we invite you to hit like and subscribe. And to see expanded coverage of some of our SCTV stories, tune into our monthly show, Extra. And if you have questions and comments, email us at suncitytvhh@gmail.com. Check in with us next week for all the news that's in your neighborhood. For Sun City News, I'm Norma Taylor.